Good evening and welcome to this Australia Cup Round 32 fixture where a massive meeting awaits. The coming together of two heavy hitters in their own right. It's Queensland NPL champions, the Gold Coast Knights, who welcome none other than reigning A-League premiers Auckland FC in what promises to be a fiercely fought contest. We're at the Croatian Sports Centre on the Gold Coast, home to the Knights, and no doubt an impressive local crowd and a long way from home for the travelling side. It's the fourth time the Gold Coast Knights have appeared in an Australia Cup final series game. They've won it before twice in the round of 32, but never pulled off the type of cup set this competition can serve.
Round of 32, Auckland FC here to take on your Gold Coast Knights.
That's the first time Auckland appear in the competition, of course, their debut on the Australia Cup stage. And it comes off the back of what was really an incredible inaugural season in the A-League, just stumbling at the finish line as they couldn't topple Melbourne Victory in the final series. But back playing competition football tonight, a huge moment for the local team. Currently sitting fourth in Queensland NPL and with a point to prove against the A-League premiers. It's Auckland in their travelling black kits tonight, the Gold Coast Knights in their home reds. Mascots and fans alike happy to be out there with their favourite players. Handshakes underway at the Croatian Sports Centre. A cool evening up at the Gold Coast tonight, just 10 degrees Celsius. Perfect conditions for football. Let's have a look at how the home side is lining up tonight. There's a couple of changes in Gold Coast lineup from their recent league game just on Friday night, and it's two cup ties that have forced the changes. Goalkeeper Carlos Salierdare and winger Kyle Borg are unavailable, and so Casey Wendt comes in for the Knights in goal and Sam Leighton gets the nod. Marquez Walters leads the line, scoring for fun in the Knights' Australia Cup run. As for Auckland, well, it's a regular look back four of De Vries, Peinecker, Hall and Sakai. That'll be familiar to A-League viewers. Louis Estrada is a big out from the squad, understanding having picked up a small knock in recent days, and so a rare start in the middle for Cameron Howison. Some A-League experience in this Gold Coast Knights side, of course. Players in and out of the A-League setup. Ramat Abari there on screen, the number 14. And Steve Corica, head coach of the visiting side, really needs no introduction. A standout first year in charge with Auckland off the back of a stellar career with the Sky Blues. While it's a first appearance for Auckland, it's by no means unfamiliar territory to Corica, who lifted the cup in 2023 when he was at the helm with Sydney FC. And at the other end of things, Gold Coast Knights manager David Abella has only been in the head coach role for a number of weeks now, taking over from Scott McDonald after 4 years in the job. Abella, he's familiar with the setup. Used to look after the Brisbane Roar Youth Academy and QAS programs. He's been in and around the group for some time now. And the Knights have had a pretty positive run of form in their recent league games, so
Sorry.
firing fit and doing well at the pointy end of their league season. As I said, fourth in Queensland NPL at the moment. For Auckland, the other end of things, in their off-season, they've just started building back into some pre-season friendlies. Lara Lee, our centre referee for this evening, taking care of things at the middle of the park. She's assisted tonight by Bailey Jacobson and Joey Lee. And subdued moments just before kickoff, as it will be the Gold Coast Knights who look to get us underway. And there's the whistle. There is kickoff for this round 32 clash between the Gold Coast Knights and Auckland FC. It's a cool night on the Gold Coast, as mentioned, just tipping 10 degrees Celsius, but it's all about to heat up here, coming together of the Knights. A chance to progress to the round of 16 in the Australia Cup. And a pleasure, as always, to be joined by Andy Harper in commentary tonight. Harps, you've seen a couple of Australia Cup fixtures in your time.
Thanks, Grace. It's great to be here. Another night of cup football.
Early chance for Auckland, and it's almost a brilliant save, but it's denied. Not on this occasion, and it's a wonderful start, really, by the Black Knights. Could have been more perfect in the opening minute, almost the opening 30 seconds. And it was a beautiful delivery from Hiroki Sakai to put the danger in and to put the Gold Coast Knights under pressure.
Well, it's a disastrous start for the Knights from the Gold Coast as the Black Knights from New Zealand take the lead. Jesse Randall at the far post, picking up where he left off at the end of last season. Early setback. Let's see what the Gold Coast Knights are made of.
Almost needs to be a reset. Disastrous start and clinical by Auckland. A chance and a right of reply for the Gold Coast Knights. And that one has silenced the crowd at the Croatian Sports Centre, Carrara. Gold Coast Knights certainly capable of scoring, and they've done so comfortably in their run into this round of 32 Australia Cup matches. Marquez Walters really leading the line for the Knights. But they've put themselves into a difficult position. Long searching ball over the top, pretty comfortably dealt with by De Vries. Now Dace cuts onto the right, looking to get the cross in.
Well, take two for the Gold Coast, where they've found some free scoring in the Cup. Their league goal scoring has been problematic. Only three, sitting fourth as they are, there's only three teams in the league in Queensland NPL who've scored fewer goals. So they've really struggled, just 24 in their 18 or so games. And were it not for Marquez Walters, they'd be in even more difficulty. So they have to find something different given the scale of the opposition tonight. Gold Coast, they'll be difficult to beat, or should be, notwithstanding the early gift.
Well, we saw their quality well and truly in their inaugural year in the A-League. Little shove in the back from Peinecker will lead to a Gold Coast free kick. David Abella not looking too concerned just yet. But a horror opening minute. This is a good spot for a free kick. Max King, an option just floating around the edge of the 18-yard box. But Brad Inman, the experienced campaigner, to take. What kind of response can the Gold Coast deliver? Great chance here. Inman's free kick, swings it in. Good ball as well, nodded through, and it's just onto the top of the net. Well, that was a test-in moment. Nice delivery from Inman.
So Gold Coast with a lot of work to do, care of this 30 seconds into the match. Goal to Jesse Randall, Casey Vand at full stretch. Can't deny the young Kiwi.
Not a bad look in that last free kick for Gold Coast. Luke Kroll wearing the number 6 for Gold Coast tonight. Super experienced head in the side and needed in this kind of response. Joined the Knights just in January of 2025. As again, the searching ball over the top is causing a few headaches for Gold Coast defence. Randall. Just get a shot away after combining with Francois, but Gold Coast Knights do well to stand firm.
Tyson Martin just getting himself in knots there. The long, straight ball into the heart of the Gold Coast defence. Not dealt with the second time since kick-off. First yielded a goal, second a couple of heart flutters for the Gold Coast Knights.
An early switch is good. The ball's done well to find Walters. Turns, can face forward. Pass just lacking a little bit of quality, maybe some nerves, but still with Gold Coast. Now to Leighton. Back inside searching for Max Brown, but the pass is intercepted. Comfortably done. Rogerson just settles things down rather for Auckland. Here's Howison dropping into that holding midfield position for Auckland with Vestrata unavailable. Hasn't travelled with the squad at all, Louis Vestrata. Nice switch of play. De Vries looks forward. A little late on the challenge.
Well, if it's an Auckland free kick, the ref's killed a great advantage. Question being asked of Lara Lee. Not whether the free kick was a reasonable judgment, it was the blowing of the whistle and the lack of advantage.
So possession back with De Vries where it came from. And that tried and tested back four we've seen a number of times across the season from Auckland. Of course, one of the best defences in the league. In the most recent A-League men's season. A tough ask for the Gold Coast Knights to try and breach that. Here's Pinecker. Square to Hall. And forward to Sakai. It was his delivery for the first goal. Nice little play. Mai, his pass intercepted. De Vries happy just to help up and under. Auckland do well, great speed. Howison streaming forward, has an option underneath, and Sakai. Options forward, and that pass from Felipe Gallegos doesn't quite have the measure right.
And already the early signs that the Gold Coast struggling to be able to keep the ball and struggling to keep with the Auckland players. Partly a result of the, you'd imagine, significant dent to the confidence by the early concession.
Certainly not the plan for the Gold Coast Knights tonight. It's a bit of a late challenge coming through and absolutely taking the feet out from under him. Good to see Rogerson back on his feet on his own accord.
Brad Edmund flying in there.
We know the delivery of Francis de Vries was seriously good. He leaves it. The ball to the far post is contested. It's Francois in the end who put it in. Still with Auckland. Randall back inside. Dealt with coolly on this occasion by the Gold Coast Knights. A switch of play. Looking to relieve the pressure, but can't quite do so. Max Brown hurrying, trying to keep things alive for the Knights. Howison switches play. For Gold Coast, their best ever cup result was back in 2021 when they made it through to the round of 16. Ultimately slowed down on that occasion by Melbourne victory. Centering pass just takes a little deflection. Inman helps on, as does Brown, but that final touch just showing Auckland a little too much of the ball. Nice passes here from Auckland. Nice around the corner little touch. His shot is blocked. Congested areas here, trying to find a way through. Pass. Not finding Inman. And Auckland just with the ascendancy, with the control so far in this opening 10 or so minutes. Auckland still on the attack. Touches inside is ultimately blocked and steered away just to relieve the pressure of the Gold Coast Knights defence.
Only momentarily. It's a very, very good start from Auckland. Thoroughly dominant. And all the signs are that it's going to be an extraordinarily long night for the Gold Coast. Not able to secure possession, finding it really difficult to dispossess Auckland, who have got good rhythm, have got the game in tight control at the moment, the visitors.
Comfortable work so far from Auckland. That occasion just prodded away. Gallegos is across to intercept. And of course, in Auckland's off-season, a number of departures to the club as well. Nader Moreno, we know, has left the team. Max Mata, Alex Paulson, of course. Tommy Smith, Scott Galloway. The only introduction into Auckland at this stage, I understand, is Scott Morris, the goalkeeper, returning to the club, having spent a bit of time abroad. The New Zealander, but not in tonight's squad. The ball up and over. Heineke interrupts that coolly. Nothing too much really troubling this back four for Auckland at the moment. Little scrap in the midfield. Gold Coast come away with possession. Here's Inman. Stretches it wide to Leighton. Auckland quick to cover. Here's Sam Leighton. First time pass inside is nice. Heavy contact coming through, and Lara Lee says nothing doing. Brown back to Leighton again. A couple of shouts for a free kick, still nothing given. Akbari. King and Brown. Just in the midfield, and it's the Black Knights who come away with it. That free kick will go the way of Auckland.
Late challenge. That's the speed differential, especially on the far side. Barley Francois, great penetration. Tyson Martin with a difficult job on his hands as the right centre fullback. His partner in crime, Luke Crowley, Englishman. Been under heavy scrutiny in these early moments.
And this again, a dangerous prospect. The likes of De Vries on that left foot again over the ball. He left the one earlier, but it will be De Vries on this occasion. Goes short, pass a little skinny. Just shows a bit too much of it to Walters. Walters 9 goals for the season so far with Gold Coast. And an absolute bucket load last season when he was with Moreton City. Meanwhile, the throw for Auckland. Long, launched in by De Vries. Closed down by Walters. De Vries inside, bobbling pass. Pressure back for Gallegos. Coolly brought down by Mai. Howson, he's been busy in this opening passage. Searching ball over the top is really neat from Gallegos inside, and it's Mai. One touch, two touch, and clipped away in the end by Max King. And the ball over the top did really well. Well, James Coughlin is on the sideline for us tonight. James, how's it looking down there? I'll come back to that.
Well, good
in
evening,
a moment,
guys.
as a lovely pass has been put through, just cleared away. But James, you were saying?
The crowd was certainly hoping for a cup set, but that early goal has quietened a lot of the Gold Coast Knights fans here tonight. But for Auckland, Sakai is already looking like he's in mid-season form, leading the team very well. And it's certainly going to be a tough road for Knights to come back, but still a long way to go.
Thank you, James. Well, Gold Coast at the moment really just struggling to get out of their own defensive half. Gallegos pulling the strings in the middle, and Sakai has not missed a beat. That's a good defensive header. Nodded away powerfully, still alive. Here's Mai. Cuts in on the right, has Sakai in support. Again on the left, Guillermo Mai. Well, disguised the pass, and the cutback cleverly hit as well. Bobbles through, and it's calamity at the back for the Gold Coast Knights. It has bundled its way into the back of the net. It wasn't dealt with by Gold Coast whatsoever. It wasn't convincing in the finish, but it won't matter. Auckland are 2 goals to the good.
Well, Sakai down the right again. Guillermo Mai having his way with a rather static Gold Coast Knights defence. This is not really NPL style or quality defending from the hosts. Here they go down, a second goal. The deflection didn't help, of course, but the damage was done further upfield. The lack of intensity to close the ball, a lack of ability maybe even. 1v1 against the Black Knights of Auckland, who've helped themselves to a second goal.
Well, it wasn't the most convincing of finishes, but it didn't have to be. Still, it's dominant from Auckland. And a little reactive from the Gold Coast. Sakai looking sharp, Mai looking busy in the midfield. And it doesn't look like Auckland have had an off-season. If you needed any reminder, they had the best start to a season by a new team in the league by a long shot. They went 6 from 6 in their opening games, longest time before conceding a goal in over 500 minutes. Incredible crowds. And they look to have picked up exactly where they left off. Looking for a third. Shot blocked. Randall interrupted on that occasion. De Vries has pushed forward. Lovely delivery into a dangerous area. Just swept away. Gallegos back through Howison. They can be patient here. They've got the time. They can afford to do that, Auckland. Give and go is read easily. Heavy coming together, that clash. Lara Lee will go to her pocket for the first time tonight. The yellow card pointed in the direction of Sam Leighton.
Well, he flew in there, Sam Leighton. And I guess if nothing else, a Gold Coast player was able to get close to an Auckland player. I haven't been able to say that much in the opening exchanges. The former Vermont Green defender out of the USL. Actually, Sam Leighton spent a bit of time as a youngster at the Burnley Academy in the UK before cutting his losses and going into the US college system.
25 years old. Leighton is an experienced player in this Gold Coast Knights side. Good time in the UK, Spain, and as you've mentioned there, Harps US as well, but that a little poorly timed challenge. Here a chance for Auckland. Francois. It will be Francois to take. Clips it into the far post. Heavy challenge through the back of Akbari. Francois leaves it behind. And this time a free kick the way of the Knights.
Well, things getting a little heated from a Gold Coast viewpoint. They've conceded a few fouls, and I thought the ref was a little slow in blowing the whistle there. Didn't take any time at all for them to voice their opposition, their disapproval. Big job for Ramad Akbari, Brad Idman, the two really professional, experienced professional players in the lineup. To a lesser extent, Luke Kroll, newer to the scene here. The Englishman who's been through a lot of the clubs, lower league clubs in the south of England. Plymouth, Exeter, Kidderminster. Also spent some time in the USL with North Carolina. So he's got great experience, but not perhaps the local knowledge, and certainly at this level, A-League level, which Idman and Akbari do have.
Well, Idman, a real leader for this Gold Coast team. Inspirational in recent weeks as the team looks to claw its way back into those top spots. Gold Coast Knights going for a back-to-back-to-back league finish. They finished top for the last 2 seasons, currently sitting in 4th Queensland NPL table. They have a bit of work to do, especially tonight. Auckland A-League Premiers currently leading by 2-0. With a bit of defending to do. The first of those goals coming in the opening 30 seconds. Lovely ball. Clipped in by Hiroki Sakai. Now perhaps a ball forward that invites the run of Rogerson. Had a bit too much on it in the end. Moment of relief for the Gold Coast Knights, because they can just take stock. Luke Kroll can get his foot on the ball. That pass, that's poor. Picked up comfortably. Rogerson takes 1-2 and is brought to ground again, this time by Inman.
Yeah, I share Inman's frustration there. The ref perhaps thought, detected or saw something we didn't, just a foot.
Taken quickly, but will be called back to the mark by Lara Lee. Well, Mai has been here, there and everywhere for Auckland in this opening 25 minutes, really busying himself in that attacking midfield role. 3 people in the wall. And the likely suspects once more. De Vries looks to get the shot away. Ricochets into the wall. Helped on, still alive with Hall, who gets his cross into a dangerous area as well. Gold Coast goal kick. The most recent game for Gold Coast, just last Friday night, narrow win over Brisbane Olympic, 1-0. Max Brown, the goal scorer. Have to go back to earlier in the month when they last lost a game to the Brisbane Roar youth side. A nice string of wins and draws. Tonight presenting a vastly different prospect. Dan Hall, of course, enjoying life since joining Auckland. Long switch over the top, looks promising. Rogerson, his ball inside is a clever one, arriving, still not dealt with, and it is just scuffed away. Jesse Randall was on the spot as well, almost making it 3. Every time they go forward, they look to present a dangerous prospect. Starting to move quickly now here, Auckland.
I was just about to make the comparison between tonight and this time last week, when the Western Sydney Wanderers started very well against Peninsula Power, who post-game expressed their extreme disappointment at how they performed against a good Wanderers team. And Auckland have started in a very similar fashion, and that last chance, had it been converted, hacked away as it was, would have actually made that comparison even more appropriate. 3-0 the Wanderers won last week, untroubled for most of the game.
Mai shoot on sight, drags it a little wide.
And 7 days hence, best of the A-League is giving the best of the Queensland NPL a little bit of a tickler.
Yeah, well, heavy hitters in their own right, respectively. But it's a big jump, as we know, from NPL up into the A-League. We're just seeing that gulf of quality tonight. Auckland are your premiers for a reason. Heineke does well to chase down. No nonsense defending. Hooks that one away. Back with Casey Went, the 21-year-old in goal. Now Leighton, direct ball over the top. Just has Michael Vowd as the strike comes through. It's not a bad one as well. He's connected nicely. A rare touch for Michael Vowd in goal for Auckland.
Yeah, nice effort there from Rahman Akbari. Good technique. Going early, but Michael Vard with the first real work he's had to do and doing it well for Auckland.
It's a club debut tonight for Michael Vard, the 26-year-old. Perhaps thought he might have been playing a bit more football if not for the quality of Alex Paulson. That pass just trickles down the sideline. Yuto Kokoro brought to ground. Hasn't been able to really get involved in play. Japanese international joining the Gold Coast Knights just in July, earlier in the month. As 30 minutes ticks by, it is well and truly Auckland in the driver's seat. Too much causing them concerns in their defensive half. Could be more than two. Little pass from Mize, left a bit short. As is that one. There's Brown stretching over the top for Walters. Rogerson can't quite find a way out of that situation. Went, plays out the back. High pressure works really well as Auckland win possession back once more. De Vries' touch on that occasion just lets himself down. Back with Casey went again. Luke Kroll, left-sided centre-back for the Gold Coast Knights. And again, it's that direct ball over the top, searching, but easily read, well read by Auckland's defence. Okay, got inside to Howerson as Auckland find a way out of trouble. Easily done. De Vries, long looping switch of play on a dime to Rogerson. Sakai will be the willing runner forward. Gold Coast well and truly camped in their own defensive half. What you will of XG, there's not much happening there for Gold Coast, 0.06. Deus heads away. And Max King bundles through the back of Marley Francois. Francois, who's looked lively across this opening half an hour. And Max King will see the second yellow card of the evening. King, who moved back to the Gold Coast Knights for a second stint, having spent a bit of time down in St Albans in Victoria. Clattered through Francois on that occasion.
Well, in a team that struggled, King has actually looked pretty accomplished, apart from that heavy touch which compromised his position. He spent some time in Japan as well, Grace, with a club called Tiamo Hirakata, which nowadays is coached by former Brisbane Roar coach Ben Hahn, believe it or not.
Small world indeed. De Vries, lovely delivery into a dangerous spot. The run is not matched on the way through. It's a goalmouth scrap yet again. Defending out to sea for the Gold Coast Knights and cleanly tucked away for Auckland's third. It's Guillermo Mai. A neat finish.
Well, Auckland, to me, Grace, looked like they were doing their very best. Hahn, how good replay to improvise with a mercy rule of types. They weren't really that keen on finishing it off themselves, but in the end, the Gold Coast defence was just so static and so inept. It's a Sunday league goal for Guillermo Mai, one to concede at least for Gold Coast. Auckland will take what they can. 3-0, 35 minutes in.
Time almost stood still as Gold Coast Knights stood and watched. And even when Auckland were a little slow to move on that occasion, Guillermo Mai, all the time in the world to pass it into the back of the net.
Well, the Black Knights of Auckland are making it a very black night for the Gold Coast Knights.
Rare moment in their attacking half for the Gold Coast Knights. A couple of shouts for a handball. Nothing given there from the referee. Here's Akbari. Inside to Kokoro. Tries to slip the pass through. Heineke up and under away. It's jostled well there. But can't quite keep possession in for Auckland. Jesse Randall, a real live wire. Exciting player up front for the Black Knights. Late. Just gets caught on the ball, does Max King, but finds a release pass. Now with Kroll. Leighton under pressure. And that pass, simple giveaway. Here's Gallegos. Switches wide, the release and the overlapping run by De Vries. He can hook it to the far post, and that should be 4. Well, it's good play. Marley Francois involved again. Francis De Vries getting forward well. Did especially well to keep that ball in and find a delivery to the far post.
It was a pretty elementary error in possession, as you identified, Grace. Kokuriov just mishitting a pass straight to an Auckland player who's in speed, in space. Or Gold Coast defence is out of position. And as the dominoes fell, it should have been 4.
Down the line to Inman. Has Sakai for company. Late. Inside to Kokoro. Leighton again. Still with Gold Coast. Nice little give and go. Leighton, reverse pass is neatly done. The strike, the delivery, well, that had good quality behind it. That's a nice ball coming through from Max Brown.
I think your first instinct was right, Grace. I think that was a shot from Max Brown, but does highlight the opportunism of Marquez Voltes. He's a great penalty area striker, very talented player actually. We're not seeing the best of him tonight so far. But the anticipation there, the position he took up, nearly got on the end of what I thought was a shot going wide. Alex Brown's most positive moment of the evening for the Gold Coast. And Walter's nearly at the end of it.
Walter's no stranger to scoring in the Australia Cup. 2 games, and he was with Moreton City, 3 goals in that time. So dearly loved to get the Gold Coast Knights back, his team back. Just at least one. That was the best chance for the team tonight. 5 minutes of regulation time in this first half. It's a big halftime talk coming up from David Abella. Steep hill to climb. It's comfortable at the moment for Auckland. Brought to the ground. Shelford Dais sees a 3rd yellow card of the evening.
Well, the former Kiwi under 20 Shelford Dais, and that tackle made him look like former All Black great Buck Shelford.
Yet again, De Vries. Francois over the ball. These have been dangerous so far. Really good quality on the delivery. It'll be De Vries. Puts it into a dangerous area. The keeper is out. Drops just outside the 18-yard box. Clipped back in. Once more, Casey Wen rises above and looks to play quickly. Nice release by the goalkeeper. Walters has done well to hold on to the ball, surrounded by Auckland players. Walters again. Dominant goalkeeping on that occasion by Casey Wen, and it needed to be. Assertive grab.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was favoured as that ball came in. There's a lot of tall players around him. He's not the tallest goalkeeper going, but he was very, very confident and decisive taking that ball. Good goalkeeping. Nice quick release, and it just gave that moment because Marcos Valtes was... Walters was able to bring the ball down. It did give the Gold Coast a slight chance to build a counter. But Auckland made sure nothing was to come of that pretty quickly.
Ever the reliable Dan Hall at the back for Auckland. So 718 teams at the beginning of the Australia Cup. Now in the round of 32, even less so with the first couple of game days. More games to follow tonight and tomorrow night as well, as we edge ever closer to the half-time break. Gold Coast are desperate to find some sort of answer. Leighton is tugged to the ground on that occasion by Logan Rogerson. And a rare free kick in their attacking half for the Gold Coast Knights. Brad Inman standing over the ball. As you mentioned, Harp's super experienced player for the Gold Coast. 33-year-old leading the charge for his team. Good head in the change room. Sam Leighton did have a little claret drawn from that coming together with Rogerson. We saw on that last shot there. But what can the Gold Coast Knights produce in the final minute before half-time? Leighton's had to leave the field of play to get that blood sorted. Here's Inman. It's a free kick. The in-swinger has good quality, good shape behind it. Cleared away well by Auckland's defence. Leighton back on the field of play. Re-entry into the box. Cool, comfortable claim by Michael Voud. Sakai's pass a little bobbly. Rogerson tidies up. 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. That feels about right. There hasn't been too much in the way of injury stoppages or the like. And Steve Corica will have the luxury, if he so chooses, to make a couple of changes at the break. Here's Gallegos. Hall driving into space. There's a kick off the boot of Hiroki Sakai, who was sound, resolute in that first half, as Laura Lee draws that first 45 minutes to a close. The halftime break is upon us at the Croatian Sports Centre in Carrara. Goals thanks to Mai, Rogerson, Randall. Gives us a halftime score of Gold Coast Knights 0, Auckland FC 3.
Spectators must refrain from disorderly conduct or provoke debate and joke with the reputation of the world of Australia and the coach generally. Any person who does not follow the spectator code of behaviour or civil servants may be evicted from the venue and banned from attending future matches. We'd like to extend appreciation to Hahn, Superloop, Network 10, Qantas, Subway and Bite for their ongoing support of the Hahn Australia Cup as we celebrate our 80th edition of the Cup.
What are you doing?
We're planking.
It's because of our internet providers.
We're stuck in 2011.
Same slow internet speeds.
And high prices.
It's like a nightmare.
Enough planking. Superloop is a network purpose-built for the super-fast future of the internet. You are free.
Don't take it lying down, Australia. Refresh your internet.
You are free.
It was a dominant first half here at the Croatian Sports Centre for the A-League Premiers. 3-0 up, another 45 minutes to go. I'd say about 95, maybe 98% of the crowd really not enjoying how this game is going so far. But I have found a travelling band of Auckland FC supporters. Any excuse for a holiday to the Gold Coast at any time of year, I assume. There was only one real point of consternation in the first half. There was that incident with Sam Leighton where he drew blood from his mouth. Anyway, let's see what the second half has in store for us here at Carrara.
Welcome back to the second half of this round 32 clash at the Croatian Sports Centre. A big halftime break for the home side. The Gold Coast Knights trailing at the break by 3-0, and an early long look from kickoff for Auckland, who, fair to say, in that first half were in cruise control. Dominant. Could have been more than 3. It's a big half coming up for Gold Coast. Should they want to keep their Australia Cup hopes alive? But a steep hill to climb. No changes at the break just yet, but no doubt a few filtering through into the next 10 or 15 minutes. And it's Auckland who have got off to a positive moving start into this second half. Howison searching over the top. Clever run by Mai. Oh, that's a strong hand from goalkeeper Casey Wendt. Needed to be at the near post as well. And starting here with a real flurry is Auckland. Here's De Vries. Now Francois. And Howison. That pass blocked. Heineke easily deals with the pass back to Michael Val. But you do wonder what the halftime conversation would have been to try and turn the fortune around, as that's a bad looking ball forward, but Sakai, no signs of slowing down. Leighton with a Gold Coast throw-in. He's sitting on a yellow card from the first half. It's a solid challenge coming through from Sakai. Riley referee doesn't take a second look at it. Cole's pass intercepted.
Well, again, starting the second half, Gold Coast Knights are trying to play without the football. They're passing really substandard. I'm sure they'll be expecting more of themselves. I would reckon that was at least part of the conversation in the sheds at half-time about giving a more accurate account of what their football's all about. There hasn't been a lot of it on show here. It's been fairly routine. From Auckland so far, they haven't really had to break into much of a sweat.
Well, some tidier passes there from the Gold Coast as Heineke sees a yellow card for the challenge on Brad Inman.
And that's the benefit, the outcome of securing a couple of passes. Put Auckland under pressure. Heineke turned around. Inman getting his toe in and then skipping past. A little tug of the shirt from Nando Heineke. Noticed by referee Lara Lee and correctly awarding the yellow card.
It did come off the back of some neat passes. A little give and go, swift move up the field for the Gold Coast, and maybe the first test of the night for Michael Vowd as he sets a three-man wall. Max Brown over the ball. A chance for Gold Coast to get one back. He goes direct. It ricochets off the crossbar. 1-2 deflections off feet and still alive. Inman shouts for a handball, still with Inman. Wrestled free. Sigh of relief for Auckland's defence, but the best chance of the night for Gold Coast.
That's a great hit from Max Brown. Beautiful knuckleball set piece. And had Michael Vowd scrambling. So much so that he couldn't make an impression on the ball. Just needed the crossbar to save him and his team.
Maybe a bit of confidence. That pass back is, well, did not get the measure right whatsoever. Gifted a chance to the Gold Coast Knights. They couldn't make the most of it. But definitely buoyed by the last couple of minutes.
Well, the free kick from Max Brown aside, Marquez Walters just looks likely. Even in a team that so far has been very easily dealt with, there's a couple of times that he's looked half likely. Forced that save. Good one it was from Michael Vowd.
Just built into another chance there, but it's Walters just edged himself into an offside position. Just a little passage, a little positive passage for the Gold Coast Knights. They've needed that from the first half.
Yeah, much better. A passage of play that wouldn't have pleased Auckland coach Steve Corica. Would have been very content with the first half. There's no way known he'd be wanting to give the Gold Coast any reason to believe or hope at all in the second half, and the players will be very mindful of that requirement, expectation.
Pass out from Heineke. Stretches the field back inside. Neat little give and go. Read well on that occasion by Kroll. Grapple towards the ball. It's Auckland who come away with it. Gallegos. Delivery into the box. Steered away by Tyson Martin. Now looking to sting on a counter. Inman's pass is backwards. Akbari, you hear the shouts of forward. Inman again, a little coming together of bodies. Walters has gone to ground, does get the free kick.
That's good refereeing from Lara Lee. Once she decided there was a free kick, she just let the thing breathe a little bit more to see if the Gold Coast could make anything out of general play. Decisive work from the ref. Here's the coming together. There is. Pinecker wants to watch it. 2 hands right in the back. There's the ref, eagle-eyed. Excellent bit of officiating, I reckon.
Oh, yellow card for the last challenge, Pinecker. Shove in the back. He's got to be careful. And again, once more, it's Max Brown over the ball. Goes direct again. Just a little short. The bounce coming in to the arms of Michael Vowd. Tried his luck again. Here's Sakai. Little shift of weight. Can stream forward. Pass just splitting the Gold Coast defence. Appreciation from Jesse Randall. Thumbs up. He liked that one.
Luke Kroll only just got there, didn't it? He was really putting in some big ones to try and keep up with that ball. In the end, he got there. There's the last free kick, which landed just short of a length. Might have caused the goalkeeper a little bit of trouble. But of the two, that was clearly the least spectacular effort.
Well, corner for Auckland. The in-swinger off the wand of a left boot of Francis de Vries. Lara Lee just puts a halt to proceedings. A little bit going on in the goal mouth there. De Vries. Short, bouncing corner. Uncharacteristic in terms of quality from Francis de Vries. What a revelation he was in Auckland's inaugural season. 2 goals, 7 assists. A chance creation time and time again from that left fullback role in the boot of Francis de Vries. The retreat in Walters can't impact so much. An up and under ball loops to the far post. Little step over. Randall does get the cross in. Players arriving. Howison was one of them. Auckland throw. Here's de Vries. The ball into the box is a little short from Francois, but still with Auckland. Little slip, blocked comfortably. Gallegos happy to go all the way back to Michael Vowd. It was just comfortable to clear it away. Kroll's first to it settles things for the Gold Coast Knights. They're looking to regain that momentum just from a couple of moments ago. Prodded away. Akabari now. His pass forward to Deus. Inside is a neatly hit pass, and that's a lovely strike off the boot of Max Brown. He's hit that really sweetly. It's just dragged wide. Shouts for a corner.
Well, it's clearly saved. Match officials have missed this one. It's a good hit from Max Brown.
Lara Lee just getting some advice that indeed just did take a little deflection. This was better play from the Gold Coast. Nice inside ball. Max Brown gets a clean touch away, hits that sweetly. And the fingertips of Michael Vowd steer that out for a Gold Coast corner. Here's that momentum we were just talking about. First corner of the night for the home side. The delivery dropped on the near post. Doesn't quite have the leverage to clear the defence. Still with Gold Coast. Deus happy to concede a little territory all the way back to Went. Moment miscommunication perhaps in the midfield for the Gold Coast Knight, but the offside flag has gone up.
Jesse Randall just straying there. Well, a couple of efforts on goal, and Gold Coast are looking at a different prospect.
Well, Lara Lee waves away a challenge from Hiroki Sakai that the home crowd wanted to see awarded. Akbari, little give and go. Walters can find the back of the net. Blocked by Hall.
Well, much better this from the Gold Coast. The fans in good numbers at Carrara this evening. We'll be a lot more encouraged by the team's approach in the second half, forcing some errors out of Auckland, also pressurising a lot better, and just making one or two passes stick. It just changes the whole complexion.
Well, another corner, another delivery. Solid header away from Peinecker. Sent back to Gold Coast's final third. Kroll funded himself a little further up the field after that corner. Still with the Knights. We turn to what will be the first substitutes of the evening. A couple of familiar faces from the A-League competition. Liam Gillian and Jake Brimmer replacing Cam Howison after a positive shift for the midfielder. Also taking his leave is Marley Francois. Liam Gillian, the 22-year-old, joining this season on a scholarship contract from Auckland City FC, not to be confused with Auckland FC, of course. And Jake Brimmer, well and truly a familiar face in our A-League competition, the 27-year-old. 3 goals across the course of the regular season in Auckland's inaugural year for Jake Brimmer, and 30 minutes of play to consolidate this result. Well, let's head back down to James on the sideline.
Well, we saw the Auckland substitutes getting warmed up, and it's a handy introduction, Jake Brimmer being able to call on him from the bench. As for Knights, they could be bringing in a few fresh faces to try and liven up their attack. Ty Cobb, a pre-season signing from the Brisbane Roar Academy. Xander Guy and Fernando Nash, mid-season additions, both back for their second stint with the club. But I've got my eye on number 11, Taisei Kaneko, a live wire who's been critical for the attack in the NPL Queensland this year.
Thanks, James. No doubt some changes afoot for the Gold Coast Knights. But for now, it's Guillermo Mai with a good ball into the middle, denied by the head of Luke Kroll. Positioned well.
Yeah, good defending. Tough one to deal with that. As Guy Mai swung that ball in. Nice breakaway from Auckland. First time in a while they've been able to get away from the attention of the Gold Coast players, who've been able to successfully create at least some duel situations in this second half. There's a cheap giveaway, however.
Well, far post nodded back down, cleverly done so by the substitute Gillian. Can't quite make enough of it through Mai. The last 5 or 10 minutes have been the best of the evening for the Gold Coast Knights. But still plenty of work to do. Here's Gillian. Rogerson through Sakai. Some early touches for Brimmer. My inside to De Vries. Clever run. Splits the difference. The offside flag is raised. Well, the Gold Coast Knights, they've won at this stage twice before, back in 2021 and 2023, to advance to the round of 16. As the final 30 minutes of regular time ticks away, that's looking less and less likely, but it has been a better second half for the Gold Coast Knights. Grapple in the midfield as possession drops back to the Knights' defence.
Well, it certainly has. If chances created is any indication at all, they've had the two best chances to score in this second half. A good free kick from Max Brown that hit the crossbar.
Well, a couple of changes coming on here for the Gold Coast Knights. Max King making way for Taisei Kaneko, the 26-year-old. Been with the club since February 2024. And also Ty Cobb, 20-year-old, a really exciting prospect up in Queensland. Part of the Raw youth setup, but actually under 20 New Zealand international himself. Capable of scoring goals. Here he is here. Confident, the young player.
So much better from Gold Coast. Young substitute with his first touch, and he helps himself to an effort on goal. Didn't quite make the contact he was probably after.
Another change for the visitors. Callan Elliott replacing Nando Peinecker. Peinecker, of course, nursing the yellow card. As we'll just have a look at how this shuffles things about.
Sakai goes into the centre of defence. Callan Elliott will go to right full back.
Well, he didn't get a huge amount of opportunity, Callan Elliott, but when he did play, he was really good quality for Auckland. And we've seen this picture before, exactly as you've just described, Harps, with Sakai coming inside and Elliott taking that fullback position. A few shouts from the Gold Coast locals wanting to see a free kick off the challenge. Just under 25 minutes remain here at the Croatian Sports Centre at the Gold Coast. A cool evening. Shouts for a handball. Guillermo Mai, Gillian's ball, tempting the back line. Off his line is Casey Wendt.
A decent idea from Liam Gillian, but well read by Casey Wendt. Might have just carried that a bit deeper, Liam Gillian there. He saw what he saw early, just couldn't quite find the pass to beat the goalkeeper.
Substitutes combining. Kaneko with Ty Cobb. Heralded as a really exciting prospect. And no doubt Auckland will be keeping a keen eye on the young New Zealand international as well. He's found the back of the net, Ty Cobb, a number of times in the Australia Cup run for the Gold Coast Knights. Plenty to think about for David Abella. But for now, a corner. Kaneko falls a little short, steered away comfortably. Akbari stretches it wide into the far post, up and under, comfortable. Good goalkeeping from Michael Vowd. Gillian drives inside, takes the space and releases to the left, Gallegos.
Good coverage from Shoal for Dice. Not quite the angle on the pass from Liam Gillian, but plenty of running from him and certainly from Gallegos, supporting out of midfield.
Well, De Vries in no hurry here. And the long throw as an option. Instead finds Mai, the delivery to the far post. Loops up and under. Mai on the first time. Strikes and ricochets off the boot of Gold Coast defence. Pressure dispelled. Oh, when Guillermo Mai hits those ones sweetly. We saw across the course of the season a really poor giveaway at the back. Here is Mai. One to beat. Back with De Vries. Brimmer. Comfortable in possession here for Auckland. Brimmer splits the pass. Here's Gillian trying to dance his way through. Liam Gillian gets a strike away, and oh, it's an exceptional finish from Liam Gillian, the substitute, and that's the best of the night so far. Lovely from Auckland, and an even better finish to follow.
Well, he's been busy off the bench, Liam Gillian. He hasn't been able to find the final pass or the angle on the pass or a touch to suit. But here, he puts it all into one with plenty of power and gorgeous technique. And where Gold Coast have fallen over themselves with defensive calamities in the first 3 goals, they could do nothing about that one. It's a really, really impressive hit from Liam Gillian to make it 4 in Carrara.
Well, the best of the bunch tonight for sure. And one worth celebrating, understandably so. But here comes Walters, just looking to draw something back, nodded away by Sakai. Clever touch inside, nicely done by Randall. Randall again tidies up. Brimmer. Pass is a little behind, but will make do. Early ball too tempting. Offside flag up. That's a swift move by Auckland. Auckland's last match was in a pre-season friendly against the West Coast Rangers. 5-0 the result in Auckland's favour. Tonight, so far, what is their debut appearance in the Australia Cup for Auckland FC. 4-0 to the good. Gillian, he's been good since coming on. Ball to Sakai. Gallegos asks for it, gets it, finds Elliott. Now Brimmer. This is nice play from Auckland. De Vries inside, Gillian the goal scorer. That pass blocked well. Need to be aware. Martin at the back under a little bit of pressure. Jesse Randall continues to hurry the Gold Coast defence. Here he is, Randall. Skips a trick inside. Lovely little ball. Searching for Mai. Took maybe a touch too long.
Yeah, too heavy, Jesse Randall. Should have capitalised on another error in possession. Sam Leighton coughing that one up. The fullback for Gold Coast. And the chance presented. Jesse Randall skipping through, but that second last touch was too heavy. Meant that he couldn't shoot himself nor toe the ball to Guillermo Mai. Sam Leighton played at Syracuse in his graduate year after transferring from Southern Illinois.
A little worse for wear after that challenge as well. A bit slow to exit the field of play, Sam Leighton. Which may force a change, another one for David Abella. We'll keep a close eye. Will indeed be Sam Leighton making way for the number 20, Liam Saba, who joined the club just ahead of this season from the Wynnum Wolves. Played a bit of his football down in Sydney with the Blacktown Spartans as well, and Sydney Olympic. A Western Sydney boy, but now tonight, a Gold Coast night. Liam Saba with a pretty crucial 15 minutes ahead of him. Coolly done by De Vries. Gillian to Brimmer. That's neatly brought down by Rogerson. All too easy here for Auckland. Poor pass given away back to Gold Coast, and they'll steer things away out of danger. Sakai read that well. Composed on the ball, Tyson Martin. He's had his pocket picked, Jake Brimmer. De Vries retreating, gets an important touch. Still with Gold Coast. It's Brown. Just assesses the options, finds Akbari. Akbari with 2 to beat off the boot of De Vries, so it'll be a Gold Coast corner.
Well, they've been opened up a few times in the second half, Gold Coast. But really, it's just the brilliant goal of Liam Gillian that separates them on the basis of this second half. They've had some good chances to score themselves. They've forced a good save, hit the crossbar. 2 good saves, I should say. Marquez Walters had that one smothered. So much better, thankfully, for the Gold Coast in this second half. Forgettable first half, but a much more competitive outing for them in the second half.
Corner, driven in. Dangerous looking ball, but pretty comfortably dealt with by Mai. Now Brimmer drops the shoulder, drives inside, and that pass does just squeak through again. It's Guillermo Mai. Shifts the weight, gets the shot away, and it just whips past the far post. So close to a 5th for Auckland. Rogerson just getting a little bit of treatment as Guillermo Mai was searching for his maiden Australia Cup goal to add to his first from the first half, looking for a second in the second half.
Yeah, good run, really purposeful from Luke Bremer, and he squeezed that one out to the right. Just made Guillermo Mai. Oh, gee, that's close. Well, you don't get any closer than that. He's been good tonight.
Yeah.
But upon reflection, Grace, it took him a few games to get going as an import for Auckland, and then second 2/3 of the season, I might be being a little not generous enough. Maybe got going a bit earlier than that, but it certainly took him a few games. But the back end of the season, he was just magnificent, and he started in similar form here. And clearly fully acclimatised to his move to Auckland, and he's going to be a big player for them again in this cup and in the league to start in October.
Oh, he has been very lively tonight, very energetic. Guillermo Mai, equal leading goal scorer alongside Nader Moreno, of course, having now departed the club. Scuff in the midfield, yellow card pointed the way of, I believe, the substitute for Auckland who's just come on, Finn McKinlay, the 19-year-old, just 2 appearances across the course of the regular A-League season. A young midfielder picking up an early yellow. Also Ollie Middleton, the other change in that little break, as Logan Rogerson made way. A couple of scholarship players there in McKinlay, Middleton. As we tick over into the final 10 minutes of regulation time. Martin's pass intercepted. Gillian, who continues to look energetic since coming on, just prods it forward to Randall. Well, for Gold Coast, perhaps finding a consolation goal for Auckland, nursing this clean sheet that they'll want to keep. Here is McKinlay. Sakai's pass is blocked well by Cobb, the youngster. Diaz just shields that out. Gold Coast throw. It's a quick turnaround for the Gold Coast Knights. Their next league game this Saturday. But for now, still some defending to do. Off one boot, off the other. It's a top save by Casey Wendt. The offside flag would have denied it ultimately, but still an important stop.
Yeah, it was a great combination between Mai and Jake Brimmer. Jesse Randall straying offside. Goalkeeper got the better of him anyway.
Assistance from Gillian, just forcing the Gold Coast Knights back deep into their own defensive third. Turning to the bench is the Gold Coast Knights with another couple of changes late in the game. Xander Guy, 27-year-old, who's returned to the Gold Coast after a stint with the Preston Lions, a strong striker looking to make an impact in the final few minutes. And Joel Anish as well, who joined in July, so just recently, after a stint at a time overseas in both Italy and Croatia. Straight into defend. And that shot has splayed off the boot of Jesse Randall. Found its way out for a throw-in. anticipation by Elliott. Gold Coast take the throw quickly. Here's Brown. That's a heavy challenge in the middle of the park. Kaneko brought heavily to ground. Another yellow card produced for the evening. All the way back through Casey went in goal. It's a sound touch from Deus. The pass a little less so. Well, Brimmer's looked really comfortable since coming on. Outside of the right boot, and that is a lovely delivery to Guillermo Mai, searching for Randall. Read a little too comfortably by the Gold Coast defence. Here's Brimmer again. Shakes off Brown. Ollie Middleton also looking comfortable on the ball. Some early touches. Great integration of the scholarship players for Auckland FC. Now De Vries. Martin hooks away. Brimmer. Lovely shape on the pass, and Mai can skip past one. Still with Auckland. Here's Hall. De Vries again. Knows exactly where he's putting it.
Well, Jake Brimmer, since he's come on, has been superb. I mean, there's a huge class difference between Jake and most players against whom he plays nowadays, including in the A-Leagues. He's just such a great technician. When he's in the mood and in touch, he just graces the field. He strolls around with such efficiency, beautiful passing. Johnny Warren medalist a couple of seasons ago on the back of that type of form. Just mesmerising when he's like this.
Yeah, lovely balance on the ball, Jake Brimmer. Nice to have him supporting, as mentioned, some of the younger players who have taken to the field as well. Kenley, one of those. Sakai retreating. Back with Val. Gillian. Drive into space. Randall now on the left. Cuts back into his right foot. Gets a strike away. Parried. Strong fist from Went. Gets his own pass back. That's closed down well on that occasion by Ollie Middleton. Coolly done. At the back by Akbari, just dropping in to provide some support. Neat turn. It's Liam Saba looking to beat his player. Into the final couple of minutes of regulation time at the Croatian Sports Centre. And all but over for the Gold Coast Knights. They'd love to still get a consolation finish, that strike blocked. So it's the Premiers who have looked comfortable, they've looked sound, they've looked in control. And they're looking like they might want to find another. Randall, his strike on the turn, always rising.
Busy tonight. Jesse Randall opened the scoring with that header inside 30 seconds. And it's had one or two very bright moments in and amongst a really busy night for him. Gillian winning that. He's been busy off the bench, scored a cracker.
Now my centering ball almost turned in.
Oh.
Calamity at the back for the Gold Coast Knights.
Well, thankfully, Casey Van has been good tonight in a team that's leaked some soft goals, beaten by the brilliance of Liam Gillian this second half, but that would have been an embarrassing own goal. Slightly, or he looked like he'd lost his bearings for a tick, or maybe he had them centimetre perfect, but that was a near thing.
Still, 4 goals remain, almost very nearly a fifth in the last 60 seconds. Steve Corica and co, no doubt, eager to retain this clean sheet. Michael Vowd as well. In his club debut, of course. Would love to keep that score as it is. So all roads pointing to the round of 16 for Auckland FC, the A-League Premiers. They'll put on a show tonight. Four minutes of stoppage time as we tick over. Regulation time expired. Guillermo Mai has been excellent all evening. Nice little turn. Gillian, who has been wonderful since coming on, looked to find his second. The first was spectacular. Nice position, nice turn, nice strike. Three shots for Auckland, just the 8 for the Gold Coast Knights. 10 of those on target for Auckland, 4 on target for the Gold Coast. Gillian, little give and go, and Brimmer can retrieve. Can't find his pass, but can follow up the little deflection. Brimmer, nice disguise ball. Mai has a decision to make. Cuts to Brimmer. Time to get the strike away. Daly's on the touch, still with Mai. Still alive for Auckland. Eventually it is cleared away by Kroll. And sweeps McKinlay. Big looping cross to the far post. Now Randall. Congested areas, Randall skips past one. And leaning back is Guillermo Mai.
Well, the ugliest end to a move that had some nice moments. Auckland looked as though they were attempting to walk the ball in at some point. Whereas a little earlier in that entire sequence, Jake Brimmer could have, with a bit of power, you'd imagine, found the back of the net.
All their dominance tonight, Auckland, you'd imagine there's still a few moments that Steve Corica would want to tighten up on. But it's been sound by the A-League Premiers. That's a nasty deflection. But Barry has managed to shake that one off comfortably. Streaming forward is Elliott. Glances up. The centering ball blocked. Kroll positioned well. Still with Auckland. Again, the ball in is tempting to the far post. A big swing, not too much contact.
Just enough to concede the corner. I think it was Shelford Dace there. The big air swing. Callan Elliott got the ball in towards the goal.
"30 seconds remain of this stoppage time. And a corner that Auckland are in no hurry to take. Jake Brimmer will make his way to corner taking duties. Maybe the last kick of the game. My short. Options taken. Is mine. Randall. And now McKinlay. Hall. Numbers forward for Auckland. Stoppage time has all but expired. Double teamed by the Gold Coast Knights, and Lara Lee will blow the whistle on this round 32 fixture in what has been a dominant performance by Auckland FC. The Black Knights too strong as they continue their impressive form from their maiden A-League season. A debut Australia Cup appearance. It's 1 from 1 for Steve Corica's team. And it finishes at Carrara Sports Centre. Gold Coast Knights 0, Auckland FC 4.
Liam, a fantastic start to life in the Hahn Australia Cup for Auckland. What do you make of tonight's win over Gold Coast Knights?
Yeah, it was a good full battle. I mean, it's cool to come to the Gold Coast, sort of good to see the boys out here working hard. It's a tough team to break down. They defended well, but yeah, it's good to get a win.
And a good introduction for you in the second half. Take us through that strike.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I sort of got the ball on the edge of the box. I've been practicing that a bit, so yeah, just glad to find the net finally. So
something you've been working on in pre-season?
Yeah, I say a little bit of shooting here and there, so yeah.
And you had some travelling fans over on the far side as well. Any excuse for a holiday?
Yeah, I mean, any excuse to come to the Gold Coast. I mean, it's beautiful here, so we love it. Yeah, Kiwis love it.
And pre-season rolls on up next with a clash against the Raw. What are you hoping to get out of that?
Yeah, again, another good 90 minutes. I think, yeah, hard work and then hopefully a win.
Thank you. Good luck with that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck with the next round. Thank you.
Cheers.
Max, frustrating night for the Knights against the A-League Premiers. What went into the slow start tonight?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. We switched off for a small second there and they punished us. At the far post, we got to pick that up. And it hurts when you play a quality team, you concede early. So, yeah, not the best start for us.
But you had a couple of good moments in the second half. That free kick that rattled off the crossbar. Did you feel like taking a bit more responsibility yourself, trying to liven up the attack?
Yeah, a little bit. I think, when you come back out in the second half, it can be a different game sometimes. And if you put the pressure on early, you can turn it around. There were moments in the second half where we were all right, but we had to do it more times and we had to do it more consistently.
What was the message from David going in at halftime 3-0 down?
Just have a crack, really. Go out there, play with confidence, and they are the Premiers and they are one of the better teams in the A-League. But we've got some quality boys as well, and that was the message to us: is just have a go.
And league action rolls on with the Gold Coast Derby this weekend. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, our shift will focus now to the league, and the Derby's always a good one. Gold Coast United are always good to play against, so yeah, it should be a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck on the weekend. Well, Dave, sum up a frustrating night for Gold Coast against the A-League Premiers.
Yes, it was frustrating. I think the occasion got to our guys early in the game, and at least the second half we had some good moments, and we'll work on that.
And I suppose all the game plan had to get thrown out going behind inside 60 seconds?
Oh, definitely. It's not really what we expected, but that happens in football, and our guys had to adjust, and we adjusted a bit at half-time, and I thought we got back into the game a little bit, but they're a very good team.
Was there anything you feel like you could have done differently, shifting things around in the second half?
Not really. We changed our shape to give us a bit more support up forward, but I don't think we can do any more than what we've got.
A couple of strong strikes from Max in the second half as well, though. Best moments?
Yeah, absolutely. Hitting the post and had a couple of shots on goal, so that was good for us. But at the end of the day, they were just too good for us for the night.
All right, David, thank you for your time. Good luck with the rest of the NPL season.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Well, Steve, fantastic start. Well, Steve, fantastic start to life in the Hahn Australia Cup for Auckland FC. What do you make of the win tonight?
A good performance, really. First half set us up for the second. Obviously, some good goals in that. Liam Gillian's first goal for the club, which is great for him. Good for his confidence. Clean sheet, which is obviously what we work on a lot defensively, just to make sure that we keep a clean sheet. We've got the best chance of winning that way, and I'm very pleased. Obviously, the first game in the Australia Cup, and also the fitness looked not too bad, a little bit better than I expected.
You did mention you're only 3.5 weeks into pre-season, so you're glad with the way the side was able to run the game out?
Yeah, that was one pleasing thing as well. I think a lot of the boys worked extremely hard on their fitness today, which is good. Obviously stand us a good stead for the next match.
Not to mention the impact subs as well. First goal for Liam and Jake Brimmer running the game superbly after he came on.
Both of them did really well when they came on. Jake likes to control the game. Should have probably shot and scored, I think. I'm really pleased, like I said, for Liam. He come on, did a really good job defensively, and also put a wonderful goal tonight.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you very much. Good luck in the round of 16.
Thank you.
Have a good one.